Hello.
Greetings and salutations. Um, I can't remember if you already picked a character or not.
No, I haven't. I was sick last week. I had to go to the hospital.
Yep, I remember that, and I hope you're well.
I saw that there was like a bunch of ones I could pick from though.
Yep. Did I send you a login for the VTT already?
I don't think so. I'm
Okay.
not sure.
Okay.
It's like the roll 20 thing.
It's not Roll 20. It's Foundry, uh, but
Oh, Foundry.
it's a lot like Roll 20. So
I remember having a lot of problems with what is it, Foundry? I don't think I ever used this. Um, do I have to create a username?
I have to create a username,
Okay.
and it theoretically, at least, it shouldn't be. If you can use Roll 20, then Foundry should theoretically not be too much of a leap.
Okay. I remember I was using Fantasy Grounds. I was thinking of Fantasy Grounds, and I just had a really bad experience with that.
Oh.
This
Fantasy
looks like it's
Grounds
something
I'm
different.
not familiar with, actually.
It's really awkward.
I think if I remember right, it seems like Fantasy Grounds is the DM has to pay, but the players have to buy a seat as well with the software, or
It's really weird. Like the DM can pay for it, and like you can go into it on a like a trial account or whatever, but the only way to log into anything is if the DM's on, because it's like a server that's unique to the DM, and it's really annoying because of that. So like I'd have to like the DM and the player would have to be on if they wanted to edit like their character sheet.
Yeah, that is the case with Foundry as well. It runs off my computer. It doesn't run off like on a dedicated server. I don't have
Yeah.
to literally be logged in, but my computer has to be on with Foundry running for anybody to use it.
Yeah, that wasn't my main problem with Fantasy Grounds. My main problem was is that whenever we logged in, I couldn't access my character sheet and it would take us an hour each time to figure it out. So I was like, I just don't want to play anymore. Because if like every time we started, like we'd have to wait an hour before we could actually play, it was like, well, why even bother? All right. I'm just waiting for my name to show up there. So,
I hope that doesn't happen. If it happens, it's not because of the software. It's just because that happened. But I try not to do that.
I need to turn you up. It's really, I turned you all the way up, but it's hard to hear you still.
Sorry, my mic is not that sensitive. I moved it closer,
Okay.
and
It's better now.
that usually helps at least.
But yeah, I'm sorry I was sick last week, is not having a good time. Because I have a gastroparesis, so like it's just randomly I'm out for about a week or two before I can actually get back up and start doing things again.
I'm sorry. You don't
But it
have to go
happens
through that.
randomly,
That
so
that really sucks.
like my schedule's always a bit schizophrenic.
Um,
Okay.
I sent your login and password in DM,
Okay.
so that you can at least get online.
I think I gotta refresh it. There we go. copy that. Hmm. Do I have to get a new password each time, or can I change it at all?
You don't have to get a new password each time, and I'm pretty sure you can change it under the gears on the top right of the screen, but I'm not
Okay.
exactly sure what this looks like to a player.
All right. Configure. It's under configure settings. Uh, I'll just worry about it later. If not, I'll have the thing in my note in my DM still. Ooh, all these characters look cool. Well, this is kind of a neat system. Trying to zoom down though so I can see all of them.
Oh, the
Is there only nine?
yep, and
Okay.
there are the ones that are still available are Blizzard Bill, Snack, Hurricane, and Squeaker.
Oh, well, the one I was actually the three that I was looking for were probably Blizzard Bill, Hurricane, and Snack. So,
Cool.
um, I don't. It's really hard for me to choose. I don't know if I want to be the cow or the hippo or the bear.
They're in my mind at least, they're all pretty even and balanced. I don't think, certainly not intentionally, I didn't make anyone particularly more powerful than the other. So,
Okay. How do they play? Do they play differently?
um, the polar bear is probably going to be um, pretty much a tank and a strong arm. Um, the cow has a high charisma and would probably make a good leader. And um, Hurricane is probably going to be a tank, and I think he's got some natural armor. So
Yeah. I'll go
everyone,
with Blizzard. I'll go with Blizzard Bill, I think.
okay,
He looks like a giant werebear, so go with him.
okay. I'll set the ownership to you, and I've got some stuff to do on this character sheet, but it's probably not too much of a problem to not have all the mechanics.
Yeah, I've never I forgot what the system's name was. It said it started with a P.
Palladium
Palladium. I think I
slash
remember one of my
insanity.
friends talking about it. That's the one where it's like you could pretty much it's like you can pretty much play whatever you want with. Like you could play a fantasy or like a post-apocalyptic or sci-fi with or something. I'm not
That's
sure.
yeah, that's the idea that they're going for, and they do a pretty darn good job overall. I think as a like as a system slash company slash publisher that's been doing this since the early 80s. So 40 years basically they've been doing this. The game we're playing is from 1985, and
Oh,
it's
okay.
um, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game is, and Other Strangeness is, it's a really old game. It's actually the first role playing game I ever played, and it's like, I don't know. It's really different and weird. Um, some some in some cool ways, and in some ways that are quirky and maybe frustrating. But if you do it any kind of deep dive into Palladium, you're going to find that's a running theme throughout. So, and then they lost the IP rights. I don't know if it was late 80s, early 90s. I can't really say for sure, but they lost the IP rights, and um, they apparently recently got them back, and they're doing a Kickstarter for a new TMNT game, or have done. I think the Kickstarter's already done. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Yeah, I've really only ever played, I think the three systems I ever played were 5E and then Pathfinder 1E and then I think the other one I played was the Fantasy Flight Star Wars RPG. But I think those are the only three I really ever played. I remember playing another one that was kind of like a sci-fi game, but played like Blades in the Dark.
Scum and Villainer.
Yeah, it sort of played like that, but it was a sci-fi game. It's kind of odd. Like there was a psychic class, a fighter class, and some other ones. I just know I was playing as like the psychic class, and its whole thing was the way or whatever. Those are the only four systems I think I've ever played. I'm just a little bit intimidated because I have no idea how the rule system works.
Well, the good news is with Palladium, nobody really has any idea how the rule system works, so not a
And that's
problem.
good to know.
So what you're saying is we get to all be clueless together?
Yes.
I love being clueless with other people. It's
Yeah.
great.
I'm just wandering around like Mr. Magoo.
Hmm. Well, I don't know.
There's a level of satisfaction when you don't know what you're doing and you call someone for help and they also don't know what to do.
When
Makes
your
it
phone a friend doesn't know anything.
Yep. It's like I'm not dumb or we're both dumb.
Right. It could go either way, truthfully. Um,
My computer hates me. I'm convinced.
I'm sorry. Sounds like Kevin's computer hates him too.
Mm. I finally figured out how the dice work on Foundry,
Mm-hmm.
but now my computer is trying to lock up and not wanting to do anything. That's great. Fine. This is perfect. This is totally what I needed to happen today.
Trying to look for Blizzard Bill on here.
Oh, let me double check the ownership here.
It says Polar Bear.
Um, press refresh and see if it shows up as Blizzard
Refresh.
Bill.
Okay. We'll do that.
Hey, Sly Blue Demon is here.
Hello.
There we go. There's Blizzard Bill.
Greetings.
Clicked on him, didn't I?
I'm gonna do.
That's weird. It's not opening him. Should I share my screen just kind of so I can show you what I'm doing, or?
Well, yeah, actually, that would be helpful so I can see what it looks like from your perspective. I can
Oh,
maybe figure something out.
Yeah, so I'm clicking on him, but I don't know if I'm doing anything wrong.
Close that window on the top right. And
Top right. This one?
yep. Okay, and then go almost all the way to the top right where you see that right below the. Yep. Okay,
Actors?
go to Actors, PCs, and then try opening Blizzard Bill from there
Okay.
and see if that lets
Oh,
you.
there we go.
Okay.
A nice, simple Unga Bunga character for me to play.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
I don't know if I left. I left money on some of your character sheets. You don't need to have that there. Money's going to be nothing. So,
Alright.
um,
I
but
mean, we only have 3 sessions. I don't think money's that important. Uh, as Anarchist, I'm assuming that's the chaotic alignment, which is perfect for me.
yep. And I set everybody's alignment to anarchist, which is not it. That's just wasn't even intentional. Actually, it's not required that you be anarchist or any particular alignment. The entire objective of the mission is to escape the facility. So, as far as I'm concerned, any alignment really works. But with the caveat that in my um, game session, like you still have to be a team player regardless of what your alignment is, and
Yeah.
you have to be able to work together with the group. It's not a problem to be like self-centered in game, but you can't be like
Not like, oh, I'm gonna play the rogue and steal from everybody. Like, just be a
yeah,
Kender or something, whatever they're called.
yeah. You can't be hostile and antagonistic to the group.
I mean, if the one character idea I did have, I was only gonna be very chaotic towards the very end, because it wouldn't really matter at that point. Or the Joker turtle, because I wasn't sure if we had to make our own turtle or something. I was just gonna play as Heath Ledger Joker, essentially.
Oh.
But I wasn't. I was gonna just be super psychotic towards the end with that idea. But I think Axiom could attest that I always like to play chaotic characters, and I don't think we've never had too much of a problem with that. So. Oh, cool. There's like an insanity thing as well.
Mhm. Yep, and that is likely to come up. Insanity or mind control. I'd be surprised if they only came up a little bit, but
Items.
Oh right, yeah, I saw that we had the reptile brain thing in there.
yeah, everybody has some animal disadvantages of some kind. So the Palladium system calls it reptile brain. I don't know why. it's meaning like animal brain, but it's there's animal brain predator and animal brain prey, and you're most likely going to have one of those two. Bingo has the player for Bingo is unable to join us today, but because he's sick, but he has an animalistic primal fear of vacuums, and that was the player's choice. So he came up with that. So I actually said any running motor, but mainly vacuums.
I think the last time I watched a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon was is the early '90s one. It was a long time ago.
So this is your quarters where you spend probably not necessarily most of your time, but a good chunk of your time locked in these little rooms, cells essentially, and you've got just this little space that you exist in. There's no windows or clocks, and there's generally no way to get out other than when one of the staff comes along and takes you to go do something. Now, there's a few things that they're gonna take you to go do. Um, One of which is for your therapy, as they call it, and that consists of basically being tormented on this platform here by whichever scientist might be at the controls. Probably not Mercury, but that's the one I just happened to grab. Maybe Monumental can be there too. So,
Yes.
um, and
We
the other,
took a we took a heel turn.
yeah, he went full heal. So the other place, oh, Fred didn't make it with us. Okay, that's all right. We'll come back to that.
I have no idea how to load any of this. My screen, my computer is over 10 years old, and I have no idea how to move with you guys.
Ah, so
Because
potato PT.
I've got the Discord pulled up on my phone because my computer is not allowing me to do any sound on it. So, don't
Yeah,
remember.
we can do this mostly verbally anyway, and if your computer's slow, it's probably okay. Um, we'll keep you apprised of the situation as best we can. So there's this essentially this hallway of essentially cells that that's sort of your quarters, although it's very much a prison cell, and you're brought to this like this weird techno room that's bathed in this red light with a bunch of gadgetry and different sci-fi stuff in it. And they take you out to this platform, and you get there's a screen between you and the scientist, and they will sit there all day and well, not necessarily all day, but for hours at a time, and mark off emotional responses to various stimuli. I'm putting air quotes around stimuli. That means basically psychological torture.
Hmm.
Various um, milestones in learning, and kind of your mental state from one day to another. So that you've all got files of thousands of these sessions. This is something that everybody does several times a week. And the other place that you probably spend most of your time is in the gymnasium, where you are taken to exercise and engage in sports and various, physical activities and things like that. Never combat. They do not allow you to learn combat, but um, running, gymnastics, acrobatics, and sport and things of that nature, those are a lot of times, those are what you are learning and doing. So you've all got various skills that you've picked up from being in the facility, that they've taught you, or that you've just picked up because of the circumstances. So some of the skills are things um, like a lot of you have been taught artistic techniques, as well as some of the physical skills like general athletics, acrobatics, and gymnastics, like I said before, competitive swimming, cooking. So, and then most of you have a biology skill just because walking around the facility, you start to pick up biology. And psychological warfare and torture methods are also things that you learned from having it inflicted upon you. So, which is also, especially the torture methods, that's contributing to your biological skill. So, when you mutated, you are the product of um, this whole facility. They made you whatever it is that you are. So, extra limbs, flight, whatever the case may be, heightened senses, and like I said, you all have a couple of disadvantages as well. Those are all the result of what this facility has done to you, and some of you are kind of finding that as you come of age, there are these psychic powers that are awakening inside you that you don't know where they came from or why they happened, and they are generally, there's this psychic dampening field on the whole place, and they prevent or at least severely inhibit your ability to use them. But you know that they're kind of just awakening inside you. Your characters are very naive. They don't know anything of the outside world. They don't have anything that they don't have any way to get to any information or any kind of experience outside of this facility. Although they can, in certain in certain situations and in certain respects, they can get to information that your masters didn't intend you to see, or learn skills that your masters didn't intend you to have. But largely, it's an inescapable facility that is completely closed off from the outside world. The facility goes day mode and night mode, which your characters wouldn't know if that cycle matches outdoors, or even what outdoors is.
Hey, Thor.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to back out tonight. My computer has froze up and I'm fixing to have to turn it off. I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm sorry to hear that.
I am too, because I was really looking forward to this, but my computer keeps crashing and freezing. So
Okay.
I'm sorry, everybody.
Oh, it's no problem.
Thanks for letting me play.
Yep. Maybe
No worries,
we'll
shit
try again
happens.
in 2 weeks and see how it goes.
Yeah. Thanks, Thor. Bye, guys.
Have a good
Bye.
one. Alrighty.
We could probably still do it with 3 people.
Yep. I'm gonna go. was planning on going, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna call it a go. I don't know if I'll actually make it till midnight, but we're gonna play for a while at least. So
Yeah.
Like sleep.
let's see here.
Is this map supposed to be all black, by the way, or is it because I don't have a token on there,
I'm
technically?
pretty sure it's because there
Whoops, that's
that
right.
yeah, I'm pretty sure there's no token.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, I can see stuff now. I was actually picturing it to be a basketball court, actually.
That's right. I forgot about the tokens. I guess Winnie wouldn't have. Shoot, they wouldn't even seen anything anyway if the computer was pooping out. But yeah, it's essentially this is a gymnasium, and then the therapy room. I'll put us back over to the therapy room. I did the same thing in the therapy room, so you wouldn't be in here at the same time, but it would be one at a time. But just so you can see what it looks like. Um, that's the platform that I was talking about. They put you on this platform and they have you.
Yeah, I was able to see this room.
Okay.
And I was able to see the other room before that too, the cells.
So this, like I said, is generally where you spend most of your time when you're not in the therapy room or the gymnasium or chow hall or something like that. You're basically in here. So your day-to-day life is a routine of somebody periodically coming along and they'll take you from your quarters either one by one or sometimes all at the same time, and you'll go to um, one of those activities that I mentioned before. So, oh, and the other thing that they've taught you that I forgot to mention, you will all have a language on your list of languages, and it's a language that you don't know much about. It just says language unknown. So if I roll it, it looks like this. It just says language unknown. This is a language that you've been taught in the facility. It's a strange, mysterious, largely monosyllabic language that everybody in the facility seems to speak and understand innately, if not consciously. So,
And that is separate from the one that we would normally be using to converse with each other, or is that the only language we know?
if you have another language, it will say so on your sheet. So,
Okay, so that's common basically. Is
it's
this
it's common, I guess, in this facility.
yeah,
it's
it's common here.
I don't want you to think of it as common. It's and I think I gave most of you English as well. And if you have English, you won't be using this unknown language. You'll be speaking in English. But when somebody uses it, or if you have to use it, you have it.
I'm trying to see where the language skills at.
Under your primary information, under your character portrait, there's main combat, and then there's skills.
Yeah.
And it's a D100 skill, and then
Okay.
there's just the first block where it says D100 skills. It's in there.
All right.
Oh, wait a minute. You might not have. I might not have gotten that far with Bill, but he has it.
Okay.
He has it either way.
All right.
Oh
I'll
yeah,
just
it's
pretend
there. It's there. He's got
Oh, it
English
is.
and this other language.
Okay. I'm just looking for it. English, and then unknown. Okay.
Yep. And that role there is the way this works is you don't need to do that role for talking to anybody or just like basic reading and writing. That role is for like if you want to like write a book, that's when you make that role to see
Okay.
how good the book came out. But um, you'll find you're going to learn that there's depending on which way this adventure goes that there's other uses for that unknown language as well. So that's when the roles will start cropping up.
Okay.
Now, Donata is usually the guy that you're interacting with as far as the scientist goes in the inner circle at this facility. He is not the head of the facility, but he is answers directly to the highest echelon. And
What'd you say his name was again?
Dr. Donata, just Donata.
Okay.
And he is a he is essentially a psychotic scientist that is very well versed in psychology and um, what's the word I'm looking for? Like teaching. He's the one who's sort of been raising you guys. So, in a way,
Okay.
I mean, in as much as anybody is. Now, one day, as you're sitting here, and it's a completely unremarkable day in comparison to any other day, um, the barriers to your quarters just stop functioning, and there's nothing holding you in your quarters, which is not normal. So you are looking around. There's nobody around, but everybody's quarters have opened up.
Okay. I have
It's
a
always
question. We don't have any, like, it's safe to assume we don't have any weapons. I'm assuming these seats are toilet seats, right?
Correct. And you have some natural weapons in some cases, natural attacks, but that's it. You don't have like implements, and
Uh,
you don't have any training, any combat training of any kind.
can I rip off the toilet seat part of the toilet?
Pretty easily, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go do that, just so I have something. I can at least chuck it at someone.
Okay.
it's always a trap, guys. It's always a trick.
Um, do I have to roll anything for that, or?
No, no, not with that. Not with
Okay.
Blizzard Bill. That's a trifle for him.
Okay, I'm gonna have it just so I can throw it at someone, and then I'm just gonna poke my head out like Yogi Bear's, like, oh, hello, and he's just gonna, you know, kind of put his foot out and see if anything happens, and just walks out. Hello there. Is it gonna let me move my sheet or my token? It's not letting me move
Good
him.
question, is it?
Uh,
I'm moving all of them.
What?
I
Get
think
out of
I
here.
think we're all. Yep. I think at least I think more than just I have access to move all of them at once.
Yeah, I move all of them as well.
I don't think I'm able to move my guy. Yeah, it's not letting me move mine.
Yeah, it won't let me move them. independently of each other either.
What the heck? Let me,
Let's see if it lets me do it now. No. It's still not letting me move my guy.
who's moving it?
That's me.
It opened up his sheet.
Says you're the owner.
Oh, there we go. Or is it? Did I do it? That
I
must be
think
someone else moving him.
I moved him a little after you did, I think. I think you
I don't
still
think that
can.
was me that moved him. I'm trying to move
Oh.
him here, or I'm trying to figure out how this works. Oh, there we go.
I'm I'm stumped. You should have the ownership, and I don't know why
There we
everybody
go.
else is.
I'm gonna try and move him just to test it out. I'm gonna move him right next to the exit. Okay.
Hey.
Did it do it? There's a
Yes,
little
it
bit of a
did.
lag.
Mm.
Okay, that's all it is. Okay.
All right, my guy's moving independently of everyone else. Actually, no, now I'm moving Pumpkin.
What the heck?
I think the reason why
Okay.
there's a lag is
Okay, yeah.
probably
I think as soon as you put Pumpkin in, it just automatically changed what my highlighted character was to Pumpkin. But I still can move Captain Courage independently.
I may see what the problem is. I'm not quite sure how that
I
got.
know for me there's a little bit of lag before it takes a bit of time for the token to move there after I drop it.
Demon, try to see if you can move Pumpkin and hopefully just Pumpkin.
Is it
Yeah, I can
alright if
move.
I go to the bathroom real quick? It'll probably take a little bit of time. I just need to calm down my stomach real quick.
That's not a problem. Don't worry about it.
I just need to take a quick bath, is all.
Mm.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Alright. Just because we're figuring out the tokens right now, I figured right now is a good time. Alright, be right back.
Okay. Yes. I was noticing that the tokens or the character sheets had I set the owners, but there's also at the top of the sheet it says ownership, all players owner. It says that with your Heroes Unlimited characters too, though. But I don't know. Yeah, the other thing I was going to say that I forgot to mention is that this character sheet is not a Palladium character sheet. It's a generic character sheet because there is no Palladium character sheet for Foundry. There is one for Roll20 unofficially, but I am not using Roll20 right now.
All right, so the three of us that are here tonight are Blizzard Bill, Captain Courage, and Pumpkin.
Yep.